mayonnaise. I originally got the idea for this because I was at the grocery store and thought, oh hey, they have Kewpie. I'm always hearing people say this is the best. Who knows why? From there, I've also heard people say Duke's is good. So I had to get that. But I had to compare it to something I know. I got the Hellmann's. I never heard anyone talk about Kraft Mayo. So I crunch this, crunch that. And I did not get Miracle Whip because it is not mayonnaise. The best thing about Hellmann's is I can get it in a little jar. I don't always want a tub. Back in the day, my family always had the big industrial size of mayonnaise. But nowadays, I try to be a little healthier. These three say they are real mayo. The Kewpie just has a little baby waving. The serving size is the same for all of these, but there is a bit of variation in the nutrition they offer. But realistically, it is just eggs and oil. Another good thing about the Hellmann's is just mayo. Kraft feels the need to spice it up. Duke's needs a little spice. And I think Kewpie is Asian, so it's got a little bit of Asian spice to it. Go far enough west, you'll come back east. Why are they making the mayo in Canada? Cage-free eggs, you like to see that. Cage-free eggs, you like to see that. I'm definitely not going to make it through this whole thing before the Best Buy did. I like how they have to specify this mayonnaise. One time I was at the drive-thru and I asked for mayo and I had no idea what I was talking about. Duke's has to advertise they don't add sugar like anyone is adding sugar to their mayo. And Duke's makes more than mayo, but I only hear people talking about the mayo because it's got twang. Kewpie goes both ways. A lot of people don't like mayo. I think I am not one of them. And they give you a decorative tip in case you want a mayonnaise cake. I don't really know how the design of the bottle is supposed to keep it fresher than the others, but hey, the others have preservatives. The Kewpie is made in America. I've had a lot of mayonnaise sandwiches in my day, so that is how the tasting is going to go. I'm going to start with the Hellmann's, it's what I know best. A little tab would help. Looks like mayo. Less strong of a scent than I remember. I got a little bread in there. They're really white. You can tell it's fresh because it's not yellow. Taste of eggs, not too much vinegar. It would go well to mix with, salads and stuff. It doesn't steal the show, which is a good thing. It's a condiment. I'll try the Kraft next. In a squeeze bottle, which means it'll be good for a joke down the road. Smells like a spiced up version of Hellmann's. It's got a little sleet cap. Hopefully I cut the bread wide enough. Would have to be accurate. They put spices in, but if anything, it looks whiter. There's a hint of garlic and onion. Not getting any paprika. Paprika's red. That is white. So there has to be like none in here. And honestly, I kinda prefer plain Hellmann's. If you're going to spice it, spicy. Which leads us to Duke. And unfortunately, this was the smallest I could buy. I don't really want this much mayonnaise. Make me work for Duke. At least they feel it right to the top. Smells exactly like the other two. Maybe a little more yellow though. It feels more gelatinous, less of a spread, more of a jello. Alright Duke, show me what you got. Definitely more twang. Kinda like if you up the vinegar count of the Kraft. I think the spices are similar. See, Duke says natural flavors, so that could be onion and garlic. Twangy, yes, better than Hellmann's. I'm still going to say no. So then we have Kewpie. Fine tip means I can be accurate with it. There's the seal. What if I want to pull it the other way? Oh. You might think that is just plastic that did not come off. That was the decorative tip. I cannot decorate. Comes out faster than you'd expect. A little bit more yellow than Duke. Smells kinda the same. Finally it tastes different, but good different. These other two are spiced, but not really. They have mustard powder in here and you taste the mustard, and also instead of plain vinegar they use the rice wine, so it tastes Asian, which means on plain bread I don't think it's the best. Unless you're really looking to add mayo to your Asian cooking, which I guess is like a Japanese thing. Heck, they don't even cook their eggs. You might think I am done, but no. Need to try mayo cold and hot, because it tastes different. Let it sit a minute. You can really tell the difference in color and consistency now. Kewpie, very runny yellow. Hellmann's, a bit thicker but still smooth. The Duke's, I feel like I need to shake. And the Kraft looks like cheese that came out of a can. The heat takes the edge off. It's still very heavy on the mustard. It is a lot more than the onion and garlic now. Duke?
Hi, Duke.
Yeah, it was almost exactly the same. It's amazing how muted it is compared to the others. But like I said earlier, I'm buying a condiment. I am too old to be eating mayonnaise sandwiches. I did the warm test because sometimes you get mayonnaise on a warm sandwich and it's Not quite right. That might just be the cheap fast food. So if you couldn't tell, I still like Hellmann's the best. If you're looking for mayonnaise or anything, you can go with Hellmann's. If you're like my brother and don't know how to use seasoning, maybe a little Kraft on your sandwich. If that sandwich happens to be fried chicken, it's a duck. The vinegar will go nice with the chicken. Anything else, maybe not. If you really happen to like the color yellow, then go with Kewpie. As a whole, I'll give mayonnaise an 8. It is hard to beat, maybe mustard, ranch, but it is pretty top tier as far as condiments. I mean, it is a little hard to have a ranch sandwich. Does anyone know any good mayonnaise recipes?
Круто, не се свики нас.